A culture that has a me consciousness would be called an individualist culture. Individualists are largely independent of group identification and see themselves as loosely linked together. Chiefly motivated by their own preferences and goals, individualists put themselves first. Emphasis is placed on the self, whether it be self-help, self-sufficiency, self-actualization, and personal growth. An individualist communicates as an individual and pays minimal attention to a person's group membership. Even if it sacrifices the group, decision-making is decided upon what is best for the individual. Independence, self, privacy, and rights all spark conversations between individualists. The anthem of the individualist is, "I gotta be me, I gotta be free." This anthem is the complete opposite from what a collectivist culture's anthem would be. Collectivists have a we consciousness. Collectivists feel more closely linked to one or more groups rather than closely linked to themselves. Value groups and a collectivist commitment to them is the biggest part of being a collectivist. Hierarchy in a group is closely noticed, and the people of this culture often downplay personal goals in favor of advancing goals of a much valued group. Both the African adage, "It takes a village to raise a child," and the Chinese proverb, "No need to know the person, only the family," clearly express the collectivist perception.
A collectivist would say, "You look so good," versus an individualist who would say, "I look awesome." In general, North American, Western European, and European influenced cultures, such as Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa, are individualists, with the United States ranking number 1 amongst them. These cultures are largely independent of group identification and are motivated by personal needs. Approximately 70% of the world's population lives in collectivist cultures. East Asian, North African, and most Latin American cultures are collectivist. These cultures are closely linked to their own citizens and have high commitment to valued groups. Differences between individualist and collectivist cultures can be seen in a variety of ways. First, in a poll, 131 business people, scholars, government officials, and professionals in 8 East Asian countries and the United States were asked, which of the following are critically important to your people? The results were as follows. An orderly society, Asians 70%, Americans 11%. Personal freedom, 32% of Asians and 82% of Americans. Individual rights, 73% of Americans and 29% of Asians thought they were critically important to their society. Second, students from collectivist cultures such as China and India are far less likely than students from the United States to complete the statement "I am" with personal traits, such as "I am generous" or "I am honest." More likely, they are inclined to finish the statement with a social identity. "I am the second daughter in my family. I am a university student." Third, attributions for behavior can be very different. Collectivist cultural values, with their focus on groups, place heavier emphasis on situational influences, whereas individualist cultural values, with their focus on individual uniqueness, place heavier emphasis on personal characteristics. Are you an individualist or a collectivist? Answer these questions with a yes or no answer to find out if you are an individualist or a collectivist. Do you prefer to be direct and forthright when you talk with people? Do you enjoy being unique and different from others in many ways? Do you like your privacy? Do you like to demonstrate your abilities to others? When you succeed, is it usually because of your abilities? Would you do what would please your family even if you detested that activity? Do you usually sacrifice your self-interest for the benefit of your group? Should children be taught to place duty before pleasure? Do you hate to disagree with others in your group? Before taking a major trip, do you consult with most members of your family and many friends? If you have more yes answers to the first 5 questions than to questions 6 to 10, you are more individualist. If you have more yes answers to questions 6 to 10, you have a more collectivist idea.